So we continue on our trip in Argentina, and we took a flight from Buenos Aires to the region of Calafate, which is a glacier region in the Patagonia. And this is a beautiful, beautiful town, and you get to experience all the things that we did. And I hope you enjoy as much as we did. We left the hotel fairly quickly. We ventured into the city center, and we stopped at the visitor center where they had a few exhibits outside. And we saw the famous dogs of Calafate. There are tons of dogs all over the place. And we grabbed a quick lunch of roasted lamb, and then we headed to the Glacier Museum. There is a little bus that takes you for free to the Glacier Museum, and I would really highly recommend it. It was about $15, and we got a guided tour explaining the glaciers and the whole region of Patagonia where we were. And then we got to spend about 20 minutes inside an ice bar, which is like freezing cold, and we got 2 free drinks, and we ran out of there because we were so cold. We ran outside before the time was over. This is how they make hot chocolate in Argentina. So they take a chocolate bar and dip it in hot milk, and then you stir it. And they call it a submarino. And of course, you can't be in Argentina without having the famous alfajor cookie, which is filled with dulce de leche. It was delicious. Once we got back to Calafate, we stopped by a deli to get sandwiches for our glacier expedition the next day. The tour recommended that we bring our own packed lunch. So we got yummy sandwiches and some snacks to bring for the next day. I wanted to mention this cool dog that kept getting wet and running around and getting the people wet around him. It was so cool. So the next day, our hotel came into our room with our breakfast of croissants and coffee before we were going to head out to our adventure to Glacier National Park to see the famous Perito Moreno Glacier. We loved this tour because we got to see the glacier from so many vantage points. So the first one was from this walkway where you had to head down a bunch of steps to see the glacier.
Debajo del agua. O sea que son inmenso eso de
We got to have a professional photographer take pictures of us when we were on the walkway, and we took advantage of that. And then we headed to go see the glacier up close. So we were going to go get closer on a boat. So we were going to have a boat ride and be able to touch the glacier. finally reached the shore and we had to walk a bit to get to the actual glacier. And we were able to have also a guided tour along the way explaining everything about the area, about the glaciers. There was just a lot of information about the age of the glacier, the structure, and it was very interesting. And we got to see all the crevices, all the colors. It was just like nature in its splendor, and it was such a great experience. I'm so grateful for my dad for wanting to have this dream and let us join him along the way. It was a great experience. The next day we went again to the city center to explore a little bit of the shops and get some souvenirs. So these are some of the things that we saw. Ese es el cordero, ¿no? So of course we had to have some of the Argentinian gelato after our lunch, and there were so many sweet treats all over the place. They also had chocolate fudge, they had pastries, and we also had some coffee. We had some coffee and we had ice cream, and we walked back to the hotel to burn all those calories. A little later in the afternoon, we went walking in another region where there was also a lake, and we saw people windsurfing, and I thought that was so cool. It was just a beautiful way to end the day in Calafate before we were headed out to the rest of our tour towards the southern point of Argentina, Tierra del Fuego, and that's going to be in the next part. Of course, most nights in typical Dominican fashion, we played dominoes and drank Argentinian wine and relaxed our tired feet and prepared for the next day.